In 2023, with the lifting of COVID-era immigration restrictions, the United States aimed to reduce illegal entries. Yet human smuggling, the world's third-largest humanitarian crisis, persisted in affecting millions, including many Chinese migrants attempting to reach America via dangerous routes. Over 24,000 Chinese citizens managed to enter the U.S. from Mexico in 2022, exceeding the total of the previous decade. This statistic challenges Beijing's image in Central America. According to Panama's immigration data, for the first 9 months of the year, Chinese nationals were the fourth largest group, after Venezuelans, Ecuadorians, and Haitians, to cross the notorious Darien Gap on their way to the U.S. By October 31st, a staggering 458,000 illegal immigrants had passed through, increasing Panama's population by 11%. From January to September, the number of Chinese migrants observed grew from 913 to 2,588, totaling 15,567. For context, 2,005 crossed in 2022, compared to only 376 from 2010 to 2021. These migrants often traveled to visa-exempt countries like Ecuador and then paid smuggling groups known as snakeheads to navigate the jungle between Colombia and Panama, with the ultimate goal of reaching the U.S., where they would seek asylum upon arrival in Mexico. The economic crisis in Ecuador, worsened by the pandemic, unexpectedly opened a pathway for these migrations. In 2017, Ecuador, under years of leftist governance, allowed visa-free entry for Chinese tourists under certain conditions, making it an exception at the time. International smuggling networks exploited the unguarded Darien Gap, turning the migration crisis into what human rights organizations have termed the world's third-largest humanitarian crisis, following the conflicts in Ukraine and between Israel and Palestine. In Necoclí, Colombia, a town now notorious for its smuggling operations, migrants from various regions converged, living in a parallel existence defined by the hope of reaching the U.S. Despite facing extortion, robbery, and even the threat of death, many Chinese migrants undertook this journey, driven by the prospect of a better life in the United States. Crossing the Darien Gap was an inhuman ordeal for most, with Doctors Without Borders reporting an increase in sexual violence incidents, underscoring the significant risks migrants faced. Colombia's lack of action allowed drug trafficking groups like the Gulf Clan to profit significantly from the migration crisis, extending their operations in Darien. The UNHCR estimated that the number of illegal immigrants passing through Darien had reached 500,000 this year, involving over 100 nationalities. At the G77 plus China summit in Havana, Panama made a plea to address the root causes of irregular migration, a call that went largely unheeded. The geopolitical and economic interests intertwined with the migration crisis reveal the complex challenges facing countries along the migration route, including Colombia's reluctance to implement significant changes to its immigration policy. At the 28th Regional Conference on Migration in Panama, while countries, including the U.S. and Canada, called for more humane treatment of migrants and action against human trafficking, no consensus on specific measures to deter illegal immigration was reached, leaving the crisis unresolved and continuing to impact countless lives.